Hello. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I showed my back just then. I think I have finally managed to set up the recording so that I can also watch the comments, or at least check for the comments while I do the reading. Welcome to the guidance for the next week. I start the week on a Friday. I think it's a nice way to start the reading with the weekend. So we're going to start from Friday the 7th and we're going to go all the way until Thursday the 13th. I am Indigo Owl. I have been reading for many years and I'm still really enjoying it. I love reading for myself, I love reading for other people, I love using all different cards. For this particular weekly guidance, I'm going to draw one card for each weekday from the tarot deck, and today I've also got two oracle decks. Actually, this one is two decks mixed together, so we're going to have two theme cards as well for this upcoming week. Amazing. Yes, I can actually see myself. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking the picture to see if I've been having some trouble getting my head into the picture, so if you can't see my head or only see half of my head, please ignore that. I guess that's not the most important thing about this reading. Let's start by shuffling these the first oracle deck. Now this oracle deck is one of the first ones I got. I think it might be the second one ever deck. I have a lot of decks now, but this is the Mermaid and Dolphin deck by Doreen Virtue, which I've been using for a long time. I've got some amazing incense lit here today that was a lovely gift from Alexandra, and I'm going to actually use some of the incense to cleanse the cards. To go with the incense here today, I also have my beautiful green stone that says hope, and this really is a time where hope is especially important. The closer we get to the pinnacle of what we've been striving towards, the easier it is to suddenly feel like giving up. That can be an interesting hurdle to hit when you start to realize that actually you're getting really close to your dreams coming true. That can actually cause fear, literally fear of the unknown, even though in the expectation of something really good happening. Let's see if we shuffled enough here. So it looks like if I crouch down a little bit, you can maybe see my face while I'm talking. I don't really mind if you can't see me at all, but I think seeing half of my face is probably just a bit freaky. I don't think you need anything freaky in your life, at least certainly not something coming from me. I think I've shuffled these cards enough. Who's ready for the first theme card? Let's have a look and see. Wow, that is so beautiful. We have waves of prosperity, new abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. What an amazingly beautiful card. Well, let's put this one up. Let's put this one up here. Wow, I almost want to draw another one from this deck, but I'm going to restrain myself and move on to the other oracle deck I have here. Just going to check. Amazing. So, apologies, I'm not going to keep checking. I just wanted to see if there's any comments I need to reply to, but maybe it is easier to just check at the end. Right, let's see. You have to excuse my I don't want to say messing about, but I am literally experimenting with different ways of setting up these readings and I'm still finding which ways work best for me and hopefully best for you. Please rest assured I'm much more experienced with the actual reading and the actual channeling of guidance than I am with the technical side of things. Let's see. Well, I really like to shuffle my cards really well. A lot of energy can go into these cards during the shuffling. Okay, I think this might be the last run through. I'm going to be ready to draw a card. I'm not going to look because there's two decks mixed up and I want to not consciously choose which deck the card is from. I knew it was coming from this today, but I made sure it was drawn without me consciously choosing. Wow. So we have another card with quite a lot of pink on it. This is a very pinky card. And now this card certainly has a big pink repeated circle in the middle. It says Expanded Love. Now this card is from the Speed of Light Oracle by Leanne Peters, who owns a beautiful company called Temple of Balance. And the keywords are productivity, teamwork, and holding space. Well, I am very happy to be holding space for you during this reading. I'm going to send you some of this beautiful incense as well. Let that wash all over you. And I would like to give you some hope today with this reading. And I think we're ready to start shuffling the tarot deck. Oh, also I've hung up here. This is my emerald crystal necklace. I've started making these necklaces with a kind of macrame style knotting. It's really beautiful with the golden thread. I'm wearing another one here. It's possible to have more than one crystal here together. I really enjoy making those necklaces. I love working with crystals. I'm also very good at choosing the right crystal for the right person. I also put blessings into the crystals from the angels, and also I put Reiki into the crystals I work with. So these crystals are now something you can order from me, either with crystals you already have, or for me to choose crystals for you that I intuitively feel that you need. So if you're interested in that, please message me separately. I'm also available for personal readings. That's in person if you're close enough to me in London, or via Skype, or also via email. There's an option of a mini reading, a medium reading, and a full reading, I guess you could say. I also teach Reiki, which I've done for some time. I really enjoy that. And I do something called a shamanic cleanse, which is a kind of energy deep cleanse treatment. And I also run a shamanic circle as of now at the yoga space. I've had the first couple there. They've been really lovely. So if you're interested in one of my other services, let me know and I can point you in the right direction. I'm still shuffling here. I'm still not quite finished getting the right energy into these tarot cards. We're going to be drawing 7 cards. I think we're ready now. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. As you can see, I'm quite decisive in the way I draw my cards. It's really good to be sure of yourself and not doubt what's coming up. And then the messages come through nice and clear. So these were the first 4 cards. I'm going to put those here. Oops. Yeah, this is always the card that keeps tumbling because I keep knocking it. Okay, so let's start with the first card here. That's going to be the card for Friday, so that's going to be in 2 days time. I do these readings early. If you're still looking for guidance for the rest of this week, please watch last week's guidance. That's still covering today and tomorrow. This is Friday in 2 days time. And we have, oh, beautiful. That beautifully matches again in color a lot. These two cards, there's kind of that pink and a bit of bluey purple, and the same here and the same here. We have Temperance. Temperance is one of the major arcana, and it is a card that comes up when life has actually been quite tough and felt a bit like an uphill journey, and really comes with the message that the best thing to do is to pace yourself, and that things will start to even out now. So it's a beautiful card of balance. I've just been talking about the company called Temple of Balance, and here is the ultimate balance card from the tarot deck. So this is a card of balance and harmony. This beautiful angel of life is pouring the water of life from, it's not the angel of life. I actually believe it's the Archangel Metatron. I might have to look that up again. It's pouring the water of life, that's what I meant to say, from one cup into the other without spilling anything. You can see that here. It's a beautiful card. So we have Friday. Not sure why I've done this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have to shuffle it round because it just doesn't feel right. This makes a lot more sense for you. I'm doing this upside down so that you have it the right way up, and then we also need to swap over these two cards so that they come in the right order. So this is for Friday. Let's look at Saturday. Just gonna check here. Amazing. Okay, I don't think I have any comments. If I do, I'm not able to see it. On Saturday. Here's another card with quite a lot of balance in it. And indeed, the Six of Pentacles, one of the minor arcana cards. The Pentacles in tarot come for things to do with earthly practical things. And in our society, also very much money. And it shows here a king, a priest, and a king, a pauper, and a nun. And they're giving and receiving money freely. They're sharing freely. These are three unlikely people to come together and share freely between them. So the message of this card is for us to do that. It's telling us to give and receive freely. Give when we have something to give, and receive when we need to receive something. And again, balance in this card. Sometimes the Six of Pentacles comes at times where we, for example, receive money that we're owed from somebody. So maybe somebody might repay a loan, or it could also be the other way around, that we are able to repay something that we owe. But generally it just signifies also just being open to the free flow of money and other things that would be related to Pentacles, or at least the energy of abundance, actually. So another beautiful card that is there is a lot of balance in this card, and so is in this one. So we have a very balanced feel to the beginning of this weekend, actually. Let's look at Sunday. Sorry, yes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is Sunday. On Sunday, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, this is another minor arcana. This one is quite different. It comes with the element, it comes with the swords, which comes with the element of air. Now, the swords in tarot come for things to do with thinking and logic. And the Queen of Swords in particular comes at times of where we may feel the need to demonstrate that we are able to protect ourselves and defend ourselves. And following these cards we've had so far, we've got waves of prosperity, we've got expanded love, we've got kind of life becoming more balanced and harmonious again. We've got here giving and receiving freely. The Queen of Swords is just feels outdated. This attitude of the Queen of Swords, of saying, look, I have a sword, I'm strong, I can defend myself, don't have a go at me, don't try and take my stuff. It feels like it's no longer needed. And it feels like there's so many signs are now coming in. There's so much hope coming in recently to say to us, look, this is something you learned in the past and you had to be like this in the past, but this time is over. You don't need to be like this anymore. So on Sunday, we may start to realize that actually we have changed and our lives have changed, and we can put this sword down and warm up a bit. She looks really cold there. She's all in blue, and she looks like an ice queen, like she's frozen. But in the back, she's got this butterfly, and there's another butterfly here, which is the symbol of transformation. So by Sunday, we need to have started to integrate this new energy enough that's coming in, this lovely, balanced, peaceful, harmonious energy that is encouraging us to open our hearts and expand our love. We need to start dropping this Queen of the Swords attitude, because it's just going to make it more difficult for things to kind of flow in and out of our lives freely. Let's look at Monday. So on Monday, we have Seven of Swords. Now, and he has a fox on it. So there's more swords on Monday. The Seven of Swords is a card that can come often when we take on too much. We're trying to do too many things at the same time. It can be too many different projects, or that we have too many different things we're trying to work out in our mind at the same time. It can also represent doing things secretively, or without kind of making it very public. Generally, this card shows someone running off with more swords than they can carry. And you can see there's also a fox at the bottom of the card, which has to do with being cunning or maybe even intrepid. Okay, so apologies if I go quiet like this sometimes, but while I do that and while I'm looking at the card, Spirit is talking to me. That's the important part about doing readings, really, is the actual channeling of the messages that come with the cards and with the readings, and as the Spirit will give me messages for all the people watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay later. Spirit will put in lots of messages. So the feel that comes with this card is getting away with something, and specifically getting away with more than you deserve. Now, this lovely energy coming in and being challenged to drop this attitude where you kind of permanently in self-defense mode just in case, by Monday may leave us feeling like we surely are getting away with more than we deserve, and that feeling is not true at all. It's just that maybe we're not used to receiving as much as is now coming into our lives. Because sorry, I laughed because Spirit showed me, just flashed a card in my mind of the Six of Wands, which is the card called success. So we're not used to having so much success in life, and we've done some amazing learning, personal growth and spiritual raising our spiritual awareness again and again. And the rewards are coming in, but maybe some of us are not used to these rewards, and it can literally feel a bit overwhelming, and it can feel a bit like, surely I don't deserve this much, and someone's going to notice, so I better hide it a little bit, how well things are actually starting to go for me. So interesting feeling for Monday. Let's look at what's coming up for Tuesday. Ha! Very good. Finally some fire. Because we've got some very kind of blue energy and kind of air energy going on here. The wands come with fire. The Knights of Wands in particular represents the will to move ahead. So this has come up for Tuesday. Very interesting. He literally has a fire dragon on his cloak. So on Tuesday, it will be really, really important to focus on the will to move ahead, because we're going to be literally burning through an issue or an obstacle. And a lot of obstacles have gone, but there may be a little more. And it may literally be a mental obstacle that we're facing on Tuesday. Still to do with this feeling of, is it really okay to drop the shield? Am I getting away with more than my due? Are people going to be upset with me if I'm suddenly doing so well? So there is an important focus on Tuesday on the will to move ahead, regardless of these kind of doubts that may be coming in. For Wednesday, I know what this card is because it's the only card that's spent. Now, when I drew it, I couldn't see that. But once I had drawn it, I knew what this card is, because I did a reading for somebody a while back, and their daughter was fascinated with this card and played with it for some time, and in the process spent it. So I know this is the Death card. Now, the Death card in tarot is really nothing to worry about, and if you've seen horror films with this card in it, then don't let that influence you as to what the actual meaning of this card is. The Death card stands for transformation. It stands for the ending of a whole cycle. It stands for a spiritual death that's followed by a spiritual rebirth, but not a physical death. So please don't worry. So we've got, by Wednesday, we are actually ready for a big transformation, for a big change, which is a really, really good sign, because that's been kind of building up. There's been more abundance and more love been coming into our lives, and this is the theme for this week, is to be open to a more abundance and more love. So in order to do that, we need to be open to give and receive freely. We need to be willing to drop the shield and overcome the worries around receiving more than we're used to, have the will to move ahead, and then this big transformation will happen. And the best thing to do when this card comes up is to literally go with it, knowing that something better is waiting on the other side. I'm very curious now, and you might be, if you're used to my readings, you'll be surprised that I haven't said it earlier already, because I'm always so curious. But I'm really, really curious now what the last card is for this week ahead, which will be for Thursday the 13th. So we have a number 13 here. The Death card is number 13, and now this card is for the 13th. Lovely. And we have another Major Arcana. So we've got 1, 2, 3 Major Arcana here. And this one is called the Strength card. Now we've gone back a bit to the kind of pinky colouring that we had in these cards and also in this one. The Strength card, number 8 in tarot, shows a woman who is taming this lion. I'll show it again. She is taming the lion, not with brute force, but by being gentle but firm. This lion represents her own inner strength and is demonstrating that that is the best way to deal with our own inner strength so that we don't worry about using it. If we're not in control of our inner strength, it can be a bit daunting and it can get out of control and it can have negative consequences. So it's important to have control over our own inner strength, but it's also important to dare to use it. I'll show this again. So, interestingly enough, the Strengths card comes for situations where we need to use our strengths. So that can come very much in situations where we might feel challenged. Now, again, I feel this challenge, the same as this kind of challenge here, the challenge here is not coming from something that's happening outside of ourselves. So that is to do with other people maybe getting in our way or being unkind or anything like that, or being in trouble. This is coming from an inner challenge to open up to waves of prosperity and expanded love. And finding a way to make peace with our own inner strengths in a firm but gentle way that makes us feel more secure in ourselves and less wanting to have this shield up. It will make it easier to drop the shield and come out of hiding. This card is saying it's time to come out of hiding and show who you really are. So this has been a very interesting reading, actually. I really hope it resonates with you. Please let me know if it does. I really like to know if my readings resonate, if they make sense to you. Please like, share and comment. You can also catch my readings on YouTube. My channel is called Indigo Owl. YouTube is a bit better at informing you sometimes than Facebook. So I will be uploading the reading there when I'm finished. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I will be back next week Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and that's London time, so that's GMT. And thank you for watching. I send you some love and I say namaste. I'll see you next week. Thank you.